screen. This is I I prepared this for because they invite me to share some thoughts about superclasses, who is the last contribution, not last, but the more recent contribution of Dr. Sankaran, and these concepts are shaking with the sensation method, in my opinion, and it's wonderful. I am a medical doctor since '94. I'm homeopath, always homeopathist. For sure, I made my MD as an allopath, and I work as an allopath for some years. But right from the college, I started my studies in homeopathy since '97. I postgraduate in homeopathy, and I am cessation practitioner since 2008. And then after 3 times in India, and thanking Magna again, uh, I start. Are you listening me well? Yeah. Okay. So after my first time in India in 2012, I think, yeah, Meg invited me to show some cases of Dr. Sankaran for my colleagues. And I was, at that time, I was a teacher and to post-graduation in homeopathy here in Brazil. And I start to show some cases of Dr. Sankaran. And then uh, we we made the academy, we create academy, the others from Brazil, that I am the head of this academy here in Brazil, and then Dr. Sankan asked me to be the representative of senior homeopathic here to South America. I, I accept this also, and then I organized the seminars in 2017, 19, and the next one will be here in Brazil on April in 2024. So you are all invited to this seminar. It will be about super classes, and we'll have a retreat here, wise retreat. So you are all invited. I hope I can find you here in Brazil. And what I will start to speak is in India in 2019. Uh, I brought I was there in India with a group that we create. This group, 66 homeopathic doctors, and we mess the other song academy with 66 noisy Brazilian students, but it was great. It was amazing. This is the group in TOS in TOS. It was a big group, and this time Dr. Sagan was speaking about subclasses, plant subclasses, the 6 subclasses of plants. It was that time uh, the, his major uh, concerning about to understand how to understand the sensation of every one of the 6 subclasses. And I was there, and through these 6 subclasses on plants, on dicotyledons, to be more specific, Magnolidae, Mammalide, Caryophyllide, Dillonide, Roside, and Asteridae, you know that. And she was speaking about the sensation of this is in Portuguese down, but no problem. He was developing all these features and concepts about these subclasses. And for this Brazilian group, he asked us to speak something about Mumbai, to show us the experience of subclasses, plant subclasses. And he asked for 6 people, and, and very interesting. All of this, one spoke about experience of a Mamelidi, another one spoke like naturally speaking about Mumbai. appears the experience of every one of these 6 subclasses. And what, for sure, Dr. Saga is a big genius, but a question came up in his mind. How could all these people gave us an experience, a plant experience? And he started, well, how could it possible? All these Brazilians are from plants, from plant kingdom. Is it possible? And then uh, over after this, he developed the super classes that you know the book, this book. But this thinking he told me it start in his mind after this class speaking about subclasses, and then the features of the plant subclasses are also the same features of the 6 superclasses understanding. So uh, after that, the chart of superclasses and the understanding of superclasses started. We organized this year from February to November, 2 weeks ago, master course with Dr. Sankara, exactly about superclasses. Is a clinical course, but for us, most important thing is it was the clinical understanding of the superclasses, and we got this. It was amazing. It was 16 patients, and all understanding about the 6 superclasses came up from this course. So it was a wonderful experience to understand the what exactly is the superclasses. That is the core, the deep core of the dynamic response. For sure, I will not speak about superclasses because uh, we want to do is to show a case. But through this case, I will try to show you uh, why this is so important, why this understanding of superclasses really can help us. For me, the superclasses understanding is the creme de la creme of the the sensation method as the whole, because you can study all the kingdoms, all the subgroups, all the miasms, but if you have the understanding of the 6 superclasses, everything's more clear because it's just six features, 6 concepts to make it clear, and it's have now these concepts are really helping me through my cases. So I will start with this case. I love to show cases in video as what Dr. Shikar did, but it's everything Portuguese. I have this case, for example, in Portuguese, but speaking Portuguese, so it would not help you. So I prefer to show the case in paper. Um, so is a female patient, 52 years old, with a very severe psoriasis, all the skin from the head to the toes with this psoriasis. So I summarized for sure. This is the summary, but this is the most important thing about the case. And she starts speaking. All my problems are caused by emotions. When the psoriasis started, my husband and my son from another marriage of her was fighting a lot. So I just want to take out this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So my husband and my son from another marriage was fighting a lot, and they didn't understand one each other. There was a lot of violence between them. See this about violence. This affected me a lot. I thought they could physically attack each other. There was no solution to this anymore. I thought they would no longer talk to each other. And she started to cry. And that one could kill each other, the other. So for sure, it's not father and son, but they lived in the same house with her. So this was what the noxa, what bother, what create the problem and the disease for this lady. And they said, I kept all of this inside of me. What is the experience? And she said, rupture, break of relationship with this gesture, break of relationship, and the fear of this violence. Speak more about this. I need connections. I need bonds. I need to be linked to the people that I love. I want to control. That time, I want to control the situation. I lost some very important people to me. I became more and more alone, and this was very intense for me. Tell me more about this experience. It's heavy, too much for me. Everything fell apart in the same gesture. Everything ended. If I fight with someone, I need to talk to them again straight away. I have a lot of anguish if it doesn't get resolved. I can bear to lose my friendship with someone. It bothers me, the sensation, the experience. I don't feel well. I can't stay calm if there is an argument, if we do not speak on each other no more. What is the experience again? Everything's broken, destroyed. There's no adjustment. There's no connection. And the hand gesture, connection. A situation of rupture, break. I saw no solution. Everything fell apart, and everyone went their own way. I asked for a brother. Oh, sorry, not asked. She lose a brother in a automobile accident. She lose the brother that died. I felt a lot of experience. I felt a lot of sadness, emptiness, a lack of him. A very intense feeling of anguish about losing someone. I no longer have anyone to call to count on or protection. This word protection was the first time it appeared, and this word was out of the rest of the case. So is a loose word. And I asked, what is protection? And she said, protection is my family. They will worry for me. They love you. They kept in touch with you, and this is connection. So the word protection is connection as well. So everything the same thing. Tell me something about. So then I realize that connection is the main word of the case, right? So I ask, what is connection? What is connecting? To be connected is having a small cord, something that connects you with that person by bonds or by feelings. Tell me, so the main thing about the case was clear for me. So I asked about the dreams. Tell me about the dreams. Dreams are very vivid. I was the teacher. So she is really a teacher because she teach about crafts. In the dream, very vivid dream, she was a teacher and arrived to teach, and there is no one to teach in the classroom. I looked and there was nobody to teach. What's the experience? Not have anyone to me to teach, anyone for me. The absence of relationship. So again, the same thing. There is nobody for me. There's no connection. And I asked, what is your interest in hobbies? The not compensate uh, areas, right? What is the interest in hobbies? I love making manual crafts. I like Why? What is manual crafts for you? Because she works with this, she teaches this, and this is her main hobby. And what's the experience to making manual crafts? I like putting all the pieces together and see how they form a beautiful picture when these pieces are together. Okay? And the physical exam shows the psoriasis in the whole body. So, what ideas? What appear? What is the main features? What is important in the case? And how to understand this? Help me. What do you think? No ideas? See, this person start with this severe disease after the break. I am looking here to the chat. This, she started with this disease because this break of the relationship between her husband and her son from the first marriage. And everything that he start to speak is about this no connection with people, this break of relationships. So please, what is the ideas? No ideas about the case? Is every time she speak, every time is the same. Relationship, rupture of relationship, breaks, and nobody for her. Okay, relationship, connections again. So how to understand, how to analyze this through the sensation method? Because this is for the sensation method, right? This is not, this is the experience. So if we have experience, we have sensation method. Relation can be second row, okay, can be south, can be third row. So Sigrid is going to the minor row. Okay, no problem. No more ideas.
I mean,
Relationship connect. Sorry?
the way she's talking in the beginning, it's like, I am affected by, because she's witnessing the violence in the family, and this is causing her problems of disconnection. So for me, it would definitely be plant energy. And from there, you would go to a family which has problems with being disconnected. And as
Exactly. I completely agree. Why I agree with you that is plant. That is how it affects her is more about what something outside her affects her in every time in all the times is this connection is there. The second row is more immature. They are not mature people normally. The personality is immature, and so let's go. So this is the crafts that she used to do. Uh, and this is what we need to solve, this kind of disease. This was in the entire body. So we need five, we can go through five aspects on this case. The superclasses, the kingdom, the mayas, the characteristics, or the source qualities or kingdoms. Like Dr. Shikard showed us the source qualities. So everything was about source. And if we completely forget the person through the source, we can go to the remedy. On this case, it's not about the source, but about the sensation, kingdom, subkingdom, and mayas. But superclass helped me a lot on this case. Why? Let's analyze superclass. The superclass, we can see that the feature is to live inside the violence. What is she spoke about uh, this kind of violence between husband and son. They could kill one each other. They could fight physically one against, and I live inside this experience, inside this. So we can see a superclass is more to fifth or sixth. Kingdom, is it, okay, in this case is about structure or sensibility or competition. What is the Mayas? What characteristics we have? What is the keynotes? So on the level one, she's not from level one, right? But in the box of the level one, we can see psoriasis. In the level three is the prominent, is about emotions. She said for us, everything for me is about emotions. So she's telling us the level. So if I am the third level of experience, we can go to the symptoms or we can go to the sensation. I prefer to go to sensation because it's experience. But the remedy must be, for me, must be on this level three. So the potency, the better potency from this is 200 and limit 6. Okay. The cause, fights between husband and son, and the sensation break of relations. Dreams, no relations on the dreams. Inexperience, sensible to the break of relations in violent situations. This is the main experience. This is the core of the experience. So I am very sensitive to break off relations. So the kingdoms plant, because it's a sensibility thing. So very good. Sigrid help us with possible plants, families who has this kind of sensibility to the break of to the break of relationship. So could be leguminosa, could be scrofulariaceae, could be malvale, and there is one more we need to remember, but I will speak about this. And the miasm is cancer. Why? I need to control this. I need to control the situation. I need to have this under my control, or it could be a chaos. So I highlight or put in bold the most important words we have in this case. So is emotions, to know that the third level, and then fights, and then violence, and physical attack that appears in the first moment of the consultation, who lead us to the sixth superclass, fifth or sixth. I will speak a little bit more about the difference between sixth and fifth and sixth, but the fifth superclass, I need to go out of this. I need to run away, to escape from the situation. On the sixth superclass, I live inside this. I live inside this violence. My life is inside this violence, like we see in reptiles, in snakes. The entire life of a snake or a lac leonine is violence. So they are the experience of them is I live inside this situation of violence. So this is what she was speaking for. I live inside this. So I need to fly or fight or to solve the situation. That is what we saw here. And then, so heal and to keep all inside me, like what we see in carcinosine, for example, to keep like Ignitia, to keep inside. So the miasm go to the cancer miasm. And then the experience, rupture, break of relationship, and connections, bonds, linked, and then how he react to this, controlling the situation. So we have sensation and miasma in the same sentence. I need bonds, I need connection, and I need to control. Sensation and miasma come together very frequently, very often. And then too much for me, miasma again. lose friendship, sensation, everything's broken, destroyed, sensation, no connection, sensation, uh, losing sensation, and this protection linked to connection again. So everything's going to this, and I was really secure that the core of the case is linking connection bonds, and I need families where the common sensation is attached, detached, connects, being together. So we can see four families, and I want to quickly uh, distinguish one each other. The conifers, oh, but conifers is also about being together, yes, but inside the person. It's not so much about the connection outside human being, but inside. I am, I am brittle. I can break, not to break between another person, because conifers are from this family is from monocots, monocotyledons. So on monocotyledons, it's more about uh, what one person is living between uh, between inside, more like this. So connection arise for out of a deeper feeling of being fragile, brittle, delicate, glass-like, along with inner emptiness. The dissociation is not from something, is inner. The feeling is, I am brittle. I will break. You know that, Tuya. But it's very important to remember that sometimes the word connection, the word being together, will appear from sensation to conifer. Sometimes it's very common that we forget these words in conifer's experience, but it's there. And it's very important experience inside the conifer's sensation. So it's brittle, it's like a glass, like a crystal, you know that, to your experience, and it's not the case. The gominosa, the experience is the pods have different components together and they need to separate in order to spread. The pods, the hives, split open along the sutures and split explosively and scatter seeds widely. So it's the experience of the pods. The self is made up various parts bound together, and there's the need to break. You know that. I will show here this experience of leguminosa. So everything splitting, and the person tried to put together all the pieces and putting all together and keep things together. So could be this the experience of this lady? Yes or no? Because not conifer. There's no brittle. There's no. Could be this the experience? What do you think? Help me. If could be this the experience, or we put aside? What do you think? I let this in my basket, or I put this aside, this leguminosa experience. What? Yeah, Sigrid said she didn't talk about scattering. True, true. But is it this a little possible? Okay, I will let this in the basket. I agree with Sigrid. So go ahead. Malvale, attachment here is when two entities comes together where one becomes a part of other. Okay, but Sigrid, we must remember that when I saw this lady, there was not the understanding of superclasses. This understanding of superclasses was not there when I saw this lady. This case is from 2010, no, 2000, sorry, 15, and there was not that features about superclasses. So I was thinking, maybe it's leguminosa. Let's see Malvale. Malvale, the attachment here is two entity comes together where one becomes a part of other, like a baby in the mother's womb, where the baby becomes a part of the mother. I used to see for my students is more or less like the email and the content attached to the email, to the attachment. The attached is inside, is part of the email. So this is the experience more value. Togetherness creates a sense of stability and familiarity, and detachment produces stability. So what we see in Malvali is normally is we used to say that is like a teenager relationship, like people who, if you let, they will be one with each other all the time, and love is there, and they want to be hugging and be together all the time. Is the features of um, uh, boyfriend and girlfriend, teenagers. This is more value in relationships. Or a baby, even more immature. This Scrofulariaceae is really mature relationship. The bonds between two, I took, for me, it took a lot of times, a lot of different patients to understand the difference between Malvalia and Scrofulariaceae. You see the images is very close on each other. On Scrofulariaceae, the bonds between two separate entities joining or adhering together. And the bond is broken. In this family, we find rubrics with the sensation adhesion and tearing loose. The breaking apart is perceived or experienced as a traumatic and violent feeling. Violence is there. For me, is like a relationship between like after 20 or 30 years of relationship is more about to be linked because family, because material things, but the sensation is apart, it's to be apart. I need to put energy to be linked. I need to put energy to be together. It's more mature relationship. Okay, this is the so okay. We have Malvale is also fourth superclasses. Is about stability. Look the images. Dreamed of falling in love, to be together. I want stability. I want to be here, calm with my girlfriend. I don't want to be disturbed. And the attachment is natural. I don't need to put a lot of energy to be with this person. It's not with what we saw in the case that everybody needs to. It's hard to live together in one house. Uh, she is living with the husband and the son that they don't understand one each other. It's hard. This is not like a Malval experience. Leguminosa could be. She's trying to put everything together. But this experience of everybody scattered, they went scattered, it was not there. But it could be. But Leguminosa is from fifth superclass, not sixth, fifth superclass. And she was not trying to put them together. It's just to live in the situation. She didn't say, I want to put them together. The opposite. Okay, is this what I have? Is this hell? I don't want, I just don't like to be in situation of fightings because breaking of relationship. So we have the Scrofulariaceae, is sixth superclass. And the experience, for sure, we have here like teenagers, but it's more clear for old relationships that connections bonds are not strong, are not very strong. So she wants to hold very tightly. She needs a person need to hold is like agreements between like partners. I need to put a lot of energy to maintain the bonds. So the passive reaction is if I do nothing. Passive reaction is like this. If I do nothing, is unconnection, disconnection, tear apart, attachment, separation, breakup, Olaf, uh, to be apart. This is the passive reaction. And the active reaction, I need to put energy. This is the active reaction, is to be attached, having connection, togetherness, to have an amorous relationship, links, unity, hold tight, hold close, bound, alliance. So we have euphrasia officinalis as one of the main remedies. And euphrasia we use to conjunctivitis, where the lids are together, like glued, but this is not good. When this is glued, it's not good. We try to separate it. Okay, this is more or less the how. So, in fact, scrofulariaceae is the opposite of Malvalia. Malvalia is something that the scrofulariaceae is exactly opposite. Here, the active reaction is the what is the passive reaction of scrofulariaceae? More or less like this. Okay, this is the understanding. So, 6 superclass and cancer miasma, beyond psychosis, maintain control, situation beyond capacity, out of control, chaos, control perfection, chaos, beyond limits, out of capacity, overaction, falling apart. So if we go to the schema, scrofulariaceae and cancer, we have Scrofularia nodosa. Scrofularia nodosa. Rezi spoke in scrofulariaceae, the separation experienced as a trauma, is traumatic. I feel like this in this case. It's true, completely true. So we got scrofulariaceae nodosa, and Dr. Sankan always said, may I give this remedy or may not? Like this. May I give this right now or may I not? What do you think? Is enough? Yes or no? Is it enough? Yeah, this is good. This is good enough. But to have real confidence about this, I need to go to Matéria Médica. Matéria Médica. So let's go to Bodic. And Bodic speaks a powerful medicine whenever enlarged glands. No Hodgkins, but he said a valuable skin remedy. This is really this was important for me. A valuable skin remedy. So then I went to Sankan's understanding, and the understanding is must be in total control. Take the shot. I must be in total control when the connection is broken, or must go beyond his capacities to keep the connection. Exactly what we found in this case. So we have the genius, we have the system, and the prescriptions enough. For sure, I could show symptoms through the reverse repertorization, but at that time it was enough for me, and I gave Scrofularia nodosa, and what happened is completely cured. In 2 months, no more psoriasis, completely cured. And this cure lasts for until now, because sometimes I used to see, ask, because I treat all family, and after 2 months and just a single doses, 200 Scrofularia doses, one single dose cured completely this lady. So this is the case. And if you have questions, I have a very short second case for you, very short. If you have something to discuss about this, then I will, it's very short, the second one is 10 minutes.
Very
You
good
have
case.
questions?
Beautiful analysis. Fantastic. Really good.
Thank you, doctors. You are my professor, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So I will go to the second case. It's very simple. Why is this case so simple? Because it was one of the first cases I saw. It's a case from 2007. I told I am practitioner from 2008, but I was studying a sensation since 2006. And she was one of my first cases. She was my secretary at that time, female, 32 years old, with a severe fibromyalgia, very severe. She used to take codeine at that time, and she asked, "Can you help? Could you help me, doctor?" And that time I was starting to study sensation. So what I got, generalized pain in the body, feeling as if she had been beaten. So the sensation is somebody beat me, as if someone had hit her with a stick. This is the sensation. Feeling of bruised flesh. She states that she always has this pain, but that some days it becomes unbearable. It was unbearable for her and forced her to stay at home and cannot work, taking codeine twice per day. She's a very irritable person that are frequent in situations of anger where she wants to hit somebody to really hurt the person who irritates her. And this is the interesting of the case. Don't lose this information. This is a very important thing in the case. Asking about dreams, she said repetitive and horrible dreams, very repetitive, almost every night when she's bad, uh, is two women decapitating a man. This is the dream. Two women decapitating a man. And I asked, what is the experience? No, it's horrible. It's, can you imagine two women uh, taking the head apart, decapitating a man, and blood coming? What is the experience? No, just this, it's just an image who blows up in my face, in front of me, and then disappear. Okay, so this is the case. Very simple. Very simple. So the sensation is to be beaten, and she wants to beat. And she is a very angry person. She wants to beat in everybody. And she had some other situations where she, in childhood, she used to beat in people. So easy. Vital sensation, trauma, bruise, beating, kingdom, plants, family, composite or asteride, asteraceae, miasma, malaria. Why malaria? Because it's exactly like malarian experience. Is never well, but day by day, worse and worse, and then again the sensation of not so good but not so bad, and then huge crisis. So this was I could get in that time. Asteraceae, malaria. So we go to Sankaran's chart of plants and looking for Asteraceae, malaria. No, sorry, looking for composite. Asteraceae, no, composite. Not Asteraceae, composite. Sorry. Go into composite, the family of Camomilla, Arnica. Okay, go into composite. We can see on malaria, Sina maritima or Eupatorium perfoliatum. Okay? Okay. Could be Sina, could be Eupatonium. So now help me, please. Help me again. What did you give? What would you give if you a case, symptoms, and how to check these, and yeah, Serasi. Serasi is the scientific name. Sina or Eupatonium perfoliatum. And yeah, Sina is very irritated, but Eupatonium has this experience of to be beaten on flus, to have the skin really bruised. So could be Eupatonium as well. I took some symptoms from here for that, and I stay with these dots. Could be one or could be other. Let's go. What? What is what could I do? And I went to this search on the internet. Let's see this searching. I will share. I will share the exact search I did that time. Where's my sorry? So I went to the internet? Because that time I learned from Dr. Sankan that it would be important to check if
Carlos, in the moment we don't see your screen.
yeah again. Trying to put the yeah, here, yes, now okay. So what I did, I put here Eupatorium picture. Okay, what appears in images? Okay, plants and flowers and um, okay, red and pink and purple. I like to see if something appears for me. I don't know if you do this, but I like to do that. And I did this, and then I put Sina Maritima. And when I put Sina, I don't know why, I asked for Artemisia. Because Artemisia Maritima is the other name of Sina Maritima, right? Okay? So, looking for Artemisia, Sina, okay, plants, and then this image appears. Are you looking? Can you see this? You can do the search in your computer if you want, but this picture appears for me. Two women decapitating a man. And I ask you, what is that? So, what I did, I take this and I showed for the patient. I showed this image for this patient. Is more or less like this that you see in your nightmares. And when I turn for her this image, she screamed. She said, "What is that? My God, this is exactly what I see in my nightmares. My nightmares is exactly this picture. What is this?" And then I didn't know that time. That is a picture from Artemisia Gentileschi from this year, is 16th century, called Judith Decapitating Olophanes. How to explain this? She never saw this picture, this portrait. This is a portrait in Paris. She never saw this portrait before, but this is what she used to see in her nightmares. So for sure, Cinema Marítima for her. No doubts, through this. So this is a collective inconscience. This is the vital energy trying to be cured. This is, I don't know. But in fact, this portrait was the core of this case. And she, after Sina Maritima, after Sina, she cured completely from the fibromyalgia, but this lady changed completely. I gave 1M, and then I gave 10M. I gave her 1M, and then I gave 10M for her. That cured completely. But the the market changing in the personality was the major thing I could perceive. She started to be quite another person, and her husband came for me and said, "Please, do this miracle for me as well, because you changed my wife." And I don't know how you did this, but and this portrayed was this the solution for me. So thank you so much for you, and especially for Dr. Sankaran, because without him, no way, no good, no homeopathy. So for me, Dr. Sankaran is part of my family, and it's like more than a master, it's my guru. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Carlos. That was wonderful. And thank you also for your special effort to translate everything. So anyway, but I mean, what I can see so strongly is that you really, especially in your first case, so beautifully you differentiated between the different families who have this connecting and disconnecting issue. And it makes so much sense that the violence of the sixth superclass has been seen in your first case, and also to differentiate from the malvalis and the fourth who want stability, and that's the main thing, not to have too much motion.